Hello, everyone. Welcome to SEFEO Podcast. I'm Safril, and I would like to say thank you for Mr. Tono as joined as a guest on this
Hello.
nice podcast. Hi, Mr. Tono. How is it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to hear that. Well, we are going to talk about the topic is why English motivates you. Actually, I have discussed this topic bringing before on call session, but I want to see how this topic brings so expanded with Mr. Tono. Hi, Mr. Tono. So, what do you think English has motivated you?
Uh, basically, at the beginning, I was learning English. It's just like I want to understand like an English song, like watching movie without subtitles. That's my first motivation of learning English. And then as I get, further and further, I feel
Mhm.
like it opens a new door, this new door of information where like a lot of information that are only in English. So I
Mm.
feel like it's really necessary to understand English so we can get more information and yeah, something like that.
Okay, so you have mentioned that uh, in every situations always written in English, like stuff, things, or maybe
Mm.
another platform that it always written in English. So many people have motivated to learn English as its background. Now, does it motivate you so far, or maybe you have a goal to learn English?
Uh, if you say a goal, I don't really have a goal because I mostly do this just for fun, like
Mhm.
just to at this point I glad that I learned English because I can get a lot of friends, like a lot of new friends, like just from the English group from another country. Just if you're asking about the goal, I don't really have a goal. So my goal is probably just make as many friends as possible, as using English as a media. Yes,
Oh,
if that
you
makes
mean that?
sense. Yeah,
I see. So you
yeah,
mean
and
that?
probably learning more things.
Mm. So you mean that it's general discourse to you learn English? You find some people just want to practice English with them. But what about an English speaker? Have you got motivated from there to learn English maybe?
I'm sorry, can you come again?
I mean that have you gotten the native speaker who always motivated you or maybe other people that you know in your cycle?
It's funny because I never actually talked to the native speaker ever.
Mm.
So yeah, all of my friends just all Indonesian. They are learning English, and the way I learn English is probably just through videos, and then I practice it, I exercise it
Mhm.
to the person that are share the same interest, which in this case is just learn English. To whoever want to hear my story or just hear my thoughts, and yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. I native
Yeah.
speaker
So
or
you,
half native.
I hear that you mentioned that you got from other people on social media maybe, but English sometimes motivated us from every person, or maybe we got motivation from caption or people on
Mhm.
social media. So I just want to think that. So what do you think about it? Have you experienced this before?
Uh, I am not sure. I'm sorry.
You are
Yeah, my network. I think it's my network. It's a bit. Can you come again? I'm sorry.
okay. Since we got it from many captions like quotes, do you know
Uh,
quotes? What does it mean? Do you know that,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I do, I do.
Some people just got the caption to be motivated to learn language or maybe to push their selves to learn. So what do you think about it?
I think it's really cool sometimes because people share all this like quotes in English, like quoting someone famous or some philosopher. Uh, but I don't know if it's relate to my English learning experience. I don't think that it's related in any way. So I think it doesn't. I don't know, like motivates me directly. You know, maybe I have like read some quotes. They are I have to search for the meaning of or the translation of it. But
Mm,
the quote that motivates me to learn more English, probably not directly, but maybe in a
mm.
way. Yeah.
Well, that's very great explanation.
Hmm.
And I think you have mentioned that learning experience, and I get an answer from this though. You have told me that you are learning English from self-study. It means that autodidact in Indonesian. So how's
Hmm.
it far? When you think about it, you're learning English so far with self-study because I think that some people just get a course to learn English. And do you have any perspective of that to learn? Maybe you can
Yeah,
share.
I think it start with yourself first. You know, like learning self thought is it's hard because you
Mm,
don't really at first I don't really have like in my cycle people around me nobody talk English, nobody speak English, not in my family there's no one speak English, not in my friend circle or even in school. Like it's not even my teacher speak fluent English. So learning by self-taught is really hard, but you know you have to have dedication first. You have to like it first. I mean, once you become obsessed with it, it's just get easier along the way. Yeah, I mean the point is you have to like it first to be obsessed with it first, and maybe found some kind of why you should learn this. See what I mean? Like, yeah, does that make sense?
okay, well, that's very good. So we have just discussed about self-taught, and I think it needs many references for learning English. I mean that maybe you get from internet or YouTube that you have a voice to learn English from self-taught. So do you have any reference to learn English from self-taught? Maybe another platform that we can go access to learn English, like Duolingo application or maybe something else that you have. You can share with us maybe.
Okay, so at very first, I learned English just by listening to a song, like watching movies, listening to a song, watching a videos, like a tutorial, because that's the
Mm,
easier to listen to, or to just, you know, they are the tutorial yes, and then something like that. But then my first like the conversation using English to non-Indonesian speaker, like
mm,
just people from another country, is through a game. I think it's really good media, good platform to learn because who doesn't like game, right? Just play
mm.
game and make some friends. I think my first one is from India. I still remember. Uh, I tried to talk to her. It was very awkward at first. It's
Yeah.
really it's it's really kind of embarrassing, but I kept, you know, try to talk, just probably talk a little bit, and then just turn off the voice and just continue with the chat. And if I feel more voice, and start talk to her again. Yeah, I think that's. I don't, but different people have different methods. So it's. I'm not suggesting. I'm not saying that this is like the best method to learn English, but this is maybe someone out there can try this method and maybe it will work. Who knows?
Well, I see. So you have mentioned that you have a friend from India that you can practice together with him or her. Maybe
Yeah.
I can guess. No. So have you got him from the English countries like Australian, maybe, or American, British? Have you got him from them?
Uh, as I mentioned before, I never actually talked to the native English speaker. So from the game is usually are based in Southeast Asia. So people that play the game are just around Southeast Asia. So it's like Philippines, India, Singapore, Malaysia, then Brunei, or yeah, and other country in Southeast Asia. So I wasn't really have any contact with the native speaker, but I think I'm no, I never I never actually talked to the native speaker. That's yeah.
So, when do you want to talk to native speaker? Because I think that some people always practice with native speakers the best way to learn English with their accents, or maybe just the listening can improve their listening skills in English.
Yeah, that's. I think this is the best way is just to talk to the native speaker. Like, if you can, then move to the country that only speak English. That way, it's easier and better way to learn English. If me, I think towards native speaker, like uh, but maybe if I have a chance to make friends with them, maybe just probably casual conversation and uh, asking about the culture.
Yeah,
Probably
culture.
that it's a bit different, you know.
Well, you have mentioned that culture, so there are many different culture with Indonesians. So we can go through
Uh-huh.
with them to talk easily. But now, I just want to throw this point that you have mentioned. You always speak with the Asian, right?
The accent, yeah.
Yeah, the Asian people. So do they open-minded with you to learn English together? Because we are no native speakers, so we have to learn English together, right? So what do you think
Uh-huh.
about their perspective to learn English and their motivation to learn English? Maybe you can share with us in another side that you have.
Like the the lesson that I learned from most of the people that I talk to, especially the Asian
Mhm.
people, they don't really care about the language. Like they don't really care about the accent. They don't really care about the grammar. The point
Oh,
is, if you understand what I'm saying, that's enough. That's, but I'm not agree with that. Of course, I learn grammar not like just learn through like videos of native speakers, something like that. Not by following like a Malaysian or Singaporean. Their English is slightly different. Like yeah, they have an accent, but also I don't know. Their English is a bit weird for me.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I think what motivates me from them. Probably I have to learn more to be able to communicate not only with the Asians, but when someday I meet the only English speaking people, then I will
Mhm.
be able to relate to whatever they are saying. Yeah.
That's very good. So you,
Yeah.
I guess that you mentioned the grammar.
Mhm.
So point them, or you maybe just take the self-reflection about maybe you don't care about the grammar about, like them, or maybe you care about grammar, making the simple sentence in English.
I do care about grammar, even though my grammar is not like perfect. But I try to learn as much as I can. Uh, uh, t- yeah, I mean, I try to use like a better grammar if someone I open to someone that are willing to correct me, my correcting
Mm,
my grammar, I'm open to that. I'll I mean, it depends on the like the situations, on the context. If
mm.
the contact is learning, then I open if someone willing to correct my grammar or just correcting my English, basically. But
Well,
it is very important.
yeah, so you think it's a very crucial important to learn grammar. And where do you get from people to correct your grammar? Maybe English group and CPO you have got it maybe, or another platform, or maybe another site that you have.
Yeah, I
You know,
think this is really how to say this. Yeah, I think most of the people that are correcting the grammar are from the English group. I mean, it's in a positive way. Like the
mm,
CFO is the people in there are really helpful. Like if you are like making a mistake, they will correct you, but not in offensive way. They'll like just make fun, but they'll tell you which one is a better one, which one is the best one to the best grammar to use, like which one is the correct one. They're really helpful people in CFU English, especially. And I don't really have that much learning group learning English,
mm.
so I think this is like the best one so far. CFU.
That's very good. Yeah, some people just scan from other people to suggest to correct the
Yeah.
grammar because it's very crucial and important, and we have always making mistaken about it. All right, so I mean that you have a worker, right?
Sorry.
Okay, let me get this right. You mentioned that you are worker, right?
I'm a worker. Yeah, I am. I too.
Okay, now get my point. So, does it English help you to in your work?
Absolutely not. But because
Okay.
I think because I do farming, like farm, and just like a traditional farming, not like a
Mm,
advanced farming. It's just like you go to the farm, just plant something like that. Just traditional Indonesian farm. So it doesn't really help. Doesn't really need English in the process.
well, nice. So you say that you are not from learning English from your work, and it's gonna be related with that, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's not kind of related, but if one day I have a chance or to work using this my English, then I will love it. That's probably my dream. But right now, I gotta stick with what I have, and yeah, that's it.
That's very well. That's very nice. So I mean that maybe you got home from your work and you just want to start learning English, right?
Uh-huh.
Because because you say that if I don't learn English from work at my work, you mean that you work. Maybe it's when I get
Mm-hmm.
the situation maybe at home or maybe the public places that you want to improve your English, right?
Yeah. Like, this is so my output if I really want to talk or want to speak in English or just chat using English. So I think my output is just a CVO and probably uh, social media mostly. Yeah, that's it.
All
My outlet.
social media.
Yeah.
Very good. Mm. I mean that people learn English from social media is very good because they always have a free time to learn English on social media. Now, what kind of social media did you want to use to learn English? that you must use to learn English?
Uh, I think I use most is YouTube, probably because there's a lot of tutorial, like even like how to sounds like native. But yeah, it's just like YouTube is like the best for me. Just for what is it? Analyzing, like learning by listening. But you can't really chat in you. I mean, you can comment on YouTube, but it doesn't really do anything, right? There's no like a conversation, something like that. So, but YouTube is it's really helped me learn English because tutorial and yeah, everything. I think it's, yeah, YouTube probably.
Well, you have learning the tutorial from social media. So, have you taken notes of that? Maybe you learn from phrases and you write down, or maybe you just remember the phrases that you remember to improve your English. You just want to take the notes of that, maybe.
Mm,
Hello.
no, not really. I don't know. I don't even know how I able to speak English. I'm just here. Okay, like if I watch some like videos on how probably grammar or the pronunciation, how to pronounce something, I just practice right away by just talking to myself. Sometimes talk to the mirror, or just found some quiet place that no one can hear me. So I just like to record it and play it. Do I sound do my pronunciation correct or not? And just repeat that just by recording my voice. Yeah, just it sounds crazy, but it works. It works.
Well, I see that you mentioned the mirror. I guess that's practice with the mirror too. So, what do you think about it? Can it improve our English with the mirror? Because I have, yeah,
I'm sorry.
I have
Hello?
always practiced. I always practice my English skills
Yeah.
with mirror because I have enough friends to talk or maybe practice English, and I just take the mirror to be practice with that. So, what do you think about it? Can it improve with the mirror? We practice English with mirror. I mean that. Can it improve so far?
Mm.
Okay, so we go this the
I got disconnected.
question that I yeah, I think that's clear. I can hear you. So you have made human bird setting. So I just always practice with the mirror every day because I have enough friends to practice English with every single person in outside. But I just want to take the mirror to learn English practice, or maybe taking speaking with that. Okay, thank you so much for the podcast tonight on CBO. That's very good, and that's all on the discussion podcast at this night on CBO. But I think it's really helped us to learning English from here. And thank you also for Mr. Tono for sharing the exciting experience and perspective how English motivates him to sharing the knowledge on this June. Thank you.